how to make your first £1,000,000. This is the best event I have ever done. It is not all about property. This is about business. This is about strategy, marketing, social media, all of the key ingredients that you need to make your first million. And more importantly, it's all about your mindset. So get down, 29th of August in Birmingham, limited spaces only. You do not want to miss this event. Weekly gang, scratch that. Daily gang, I am here. This is my first ever Steez Daily. Now, you're watching this on Monday. I'm filming this little segment on Sunday evening at 7:45, just before my Sunday's education session, because I just wanted to speak to you guys before the daily actually starts. I love the weekly. I think it's one of the best things I've ever done, and the consistency in it showed you guys how serious I am about my business and about life and stuff. And you got to see an overview of my week. Now, with these, the dailies, they're a little bit more raw. So Monday to Friday, you get to see what I actually do from morning till late afternoon, and then it's released in the evening for you guys to watch. I'm excited. I'm nervous as well, because I know the level now that I have to work at to be able to produce the dailies. And you're going to see more of me at home, a lot of me filming myself as well. Phil will do the day, but I will do the evenings, the mornings, and we've got to put it all together, get it all out. But if anyone can do it, it's me and Phil. And my team, like I said, are incredible. Tonight, my Sunday's education is on the BRRR strategy. I'm at home. I have a huge meeting with my team tomorrow. I've summoned everybody in, and I have a lot that I need to go through. I'll talk to you guys about it after I've done my education Sundays. But it's time to level up. I'm back in Cornwall Row, which I'm excited about. I didn't really want to leave, but I explained to you guys in the weekly today, which to you was yesterday, if that makes sense. And I'm back. I'm excited to go to that next level, which I believe I can reach before Christmas. So yeah, but you're going to see a lot of behind the scenes. You're going to see a lot of me at home. Just things that I deal with on a day-to-day basis that you didn't really get to see in the weekly. Now, this is my, would you call this a home studio, office, something like that? We are actually going to move. This is our dream home, but it's time now. We've been here a little while. It's time now to move and make some changes in life. So my next home studio, yeah, I already have the plans. It's going to be incredible. But I'll show you guys some of the things that I plan out on a Sunday before I actually go to work on a Monday, because obviously my team usually have Sundays off. Sometimes they work Saturdays, sometimes they don't. I work as much as I need to work to make sure the bills are paid. But let me show you some of the things that I have ready, prepared, that you probably didn't even know that I did. So guys, everywhere I go, I have my MacBook Pro, my iPad, and the new thing is the MacBook Air. And some people are like, why do you have so much stuff, Steve? Well, the MacBook Pro is for when I store videos on. That is for when I'm on site and I need to make design changes and stuff, because it has the pen and things. That's awesome. And that is when I'm on the road and I'm trying to read emails or do certain things. And then also, guys, I carry chargers everywhere I go. And literally, I have a charger for every single thing. Now, I sit here a lot just to be around. And then here is my favorite thing. That is absolutely a must. That is my whole thing. I get to draw on it. I can move things around. I can change things. I can do presentations on there. I absolutely love that touchscreen TV. I have one in the office. So this is a 65-inch. The one in my office is an 85-inch. But that is a must. And then in my actual main part of my office, I have my iMac. Now, my iMac, guys, yeah, it's just the best thing in the world, that is, because it has everything on there and it links to all of my other devices. Now, you might have spotted in the corner at the bottom, guys, these, yes, UGG men's slippers, comfort. Guys, you probably didn't know about the Uggs, but you have to try them before you judge me. They're the most comfortable thing I've ever wore in my life on my feet. I do a lot of walking, I'm at the gym a lot, so comfort is a must. Look after your feet, guys. Make sure you look after your feet. Now, I need to do my education Sundays, and I'll catch up with you guys when I finish doing it.
The next day.
Miserable, wet, 7:30 in the morning. Dan's here. There he is. I'm ready to go. Daily gang in the office. Daily gang, everybody's a little bit like, what's going on? So today I have a meeting right now with all of my team. They're all on the way, everybody, and half the team are already here. Offices are being rearranged, reset. I have all of the glass being installed again because we was going to change it, but I know what I want to do. We're having a whole media studio built that side. 2 new staff members. We've got to put some posts out on Indeed today. And I also have 2 bridging loans that I need to sign for. So I need to run through the numbers and make sure I sign for them. I need to have a tenant move into a new property today, and I have all the documentation, everything's there. I just need to make sure that all the deposits have been paid, so I'll make that phone call in a minute. And that's just the morning. So yeah, also guys, I slept really awkward last night, and here I've pulled all my back, so I'm moving in slow motion. I've taken 2 painkillers, paracetamol, not tramadol or nothing, guys. I'm not floating away anywhere, but I've took 2 painkillers. I'm in agony, and I have a podcast at 1 p.m. and then I'm back here because I have another meeting. But today's a busy day. Today's for Steve's Daily's first day. It's a busy day. It's really cool. And then also my team are all super excited to be back in Birmingham. Me and Tom was outside and got a coffee from Pret, and 2 people literally stopped us on the street and was like, oh my God, big fans of the YouTube video, YouTube channel. I knew you was in Birmingham, but we've not seen you. So that was pretty cool. It's always nice when people say that they watch the YouTube channel or they support what we do. So that was really cool first thing in the morning. But right now, team meeting. Am I going to shout? Hell no. I have the best team ever, but I'm going to whip some asses. So what we're doing now, we're having, so everybody's offices used to be on that side, but that is where all the media is going to be now. The boys have their section there, conference rooms down there. So now we're trying to figure out how we can lay the desks out for Sam, Claire, one of the new girls, and just a desk that anybody can drop in and use, like Tunny, Fiona, Greg. So I'm leaving that to them because I've got bigger things that I need to sort out. As in, I need to figure out how I stop this pain in my back. Do you know what you need to do, guys? You see all this? No. Kitchen. Because it gives you a clear, a clear space then. We all know where we're at then once these have moved.
We donated the fridges to the church.
Yeah, well, we had 2 fridges and we just didn't want them anymore, so we donated them to the local church, which is quite a nice thing to do. They actually sent us pictures of them in the church with the table tennis table as well. But yeah, I got to buy another fridge. When we all moved from here to GMK House, remember that was just the deal sourcing division. That's where TT was going to run, and that was his whole thing. And obviously I ended up going back there because it was closer to home for me with Isabella and Cruz, but it didn't give off the level that we was at, if that makes sense. It was like a great office, but it wasn't this. So I'm actually really happy to be back here. It's further away from home, but I actually really like it. So, a couple of things that everybody needs to understand. Guys, I don't think there's a lot of communication going on between everybody in the team. There's not enough communication. And it's leaving loads of holes in where everything that we do at the moment feeds everything that we do. So she needs to know every single thing that's going on with all of the companies because they all intertwine. Even 11 Luxury Estates plays into the property circle, which I'll explain how going forward. The deal sourcing is massive with the property circle. Deal sourcing is massive with the mortgages. Yeah. Deal sourcing is massive with 11 Luxury Estates. And the reason it's massive with 11 Luxury Estates is because we're hanging around with multi-millionaires who invest in property. Yeah. And you own the deal sourcing division, the acquisitions. You're the head of it. You're the person that makes it work. So you two should be working together massively when you're around people's houses, when you're going around developments, when you're going around things, because we should be sourcing those. Yeah. Obviously, it takes time to build it to that level. And then these three at the back are the people that actually make the whole business work. And I don't think there's just no communication between everybody inside. You've probably got loads of things that you want to put into play. And then I think the communication cut with me has actually hindered everything because you're trying to speak to me or get an answer from me and you're going through Claire, you're going through Tom, and you're just not getting answers that you need. So I've got every single thing written down and there's a lot to go through, as you can see. There is a lot to go through. And it's got every single person individually. Claire, you're the first one on the list. You need to be ruthless. You're not ruthless enough. You're too nice. And that don't mean you've got to tell everyone to piss off or anything, but you've got to be more assertive. You've got to make sure that you question every single expense that runs through the company. Because I've looked at expenses yesterday and I went through everything from 11 Luxury Estates to the property circle. There's things that I'm paying for on there that I shouldn't be paying for. It's super important that you remember you work for, your whole thing that you need to do is me and Isabella. You don't work for him, you don't work for Fiona, you don't work for him and you don't work for him. You are supposed to be the person that makes sure everything is okay. You're supposed to be that person. Nobody should be booking anything in. Like Tom today was messaging Greg on Saturday, telling him what time the meeting was. Then he messaged Tunny. Then it's nothing to do with him what time the meeting is. The meeting doesn't revolve around him. The meeting revolves around me and you. And obviously everybody else being able to attend on that time. So you're the person that everybody needs to speak to. You're the person that everybody in this room should be coordinating with. So it's super important that you make sure that you take charge of everything. You need to stick your nose more in 11.
Okay.
The mortgages, the deal sourcing. You need to have your nose in every single thing that's going on because you're supposed to be the one that calls me. Me and you don't speak, but me and you should be speaking like 10 times a day. So you need to just take control of it. Don't worry about upsetting anyone around this table because you don't work for them. And if someone oversteps the mark, you have my permission to tell them, okay? You should only be working with me and Fiona. That's it. Okay. Fiona, well, you can see what I've written the first sentence.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, you're absolutely smashing it. And you can see the next bit of it there as well.
Yeah.
I am absolutely over the moon with what's going on, but you need to speak up more. If you need to speak to me, you call my phone. It doesn't matter what time, how many times, you call my phone. But you know, if it's menial, make the decision.
Yeah. Or maybe we could have like a set.
I don't think a set's going to work.
Okay.
So you just need to call me when you need to speak to me.
Okay.
Because if you try and do a set time, then you've got to go through like Claire and stuff like that.
It needs to be like everyone in this room needs to be able to make their own decisions on menial shit. Like we shouldn't, none of us. Like when I spoke to you the other day, you were like, I'm just getting on with it now. And I was like, just get on with it because you don't need me to look at your. All I'm doing is looking at your spreadsheet and going, well, that works, that works, that works. Do you think that works, Greg? And you're going, yeah. I'm going, well, it works then. It's a pointless conversation. It's a pointless transaction. Yeah. It's all it is wasting your time. You're waiting on me. It's wasting my time looking at them. Like, and likewise with you with that £1,500 thing the other day, it was pointless. Well, you knew the room was 1,500 quid.
Well, let's go on to the next. Let's do each person individually.
Yeah. Can I have a borrow?
Okay.
So with that,
What do you want?
Tom, I think because it was the Edwardian and with what happened
Yeah.
with the Edwardian last time.
But common sense being that was 18 grand and over champagne and wine. This was over 1,500 quid, which we pay at every event
it
over
was the
UK.
contract really more
Yeah,
than the money.
but it's just that it's just.
well, if
to
you're
me,
happy for me to do that,
Of
I'm
course
quite
I am.
happy
Yeah,
to
yeah,
make
more
it.
Do you know if something, you know, from today, you know, if someone makes a decision and it's the wrong decision and it goes wrong, no one's going to get bollocks for the first time. But you know, if it repeats and repeats and repeats, that's when I'm going to get angry and get and that thingy. But the first time, I think we have to let people fail, because we're never going to learn if we don't make mistakes. And obviously, hopefully we don't make mistakes. But if we do make a mistake and it's a simple mistake and it's because nobody double checks something, it's our own fault then. So nobody can get angry the first time. The second time, then there's a problem. So a couple of things that I need you to help me with. Not everything flashes up on Shopify on my account. So you know, if someone books through Eventbrite or something, I get no notifications.
I can organise that through Monday.
I'd prefer, if you can do that please, but I'd prefer, you know, if you just gave me a call every few days and said, Steve, this is how many people have done this is how many new members we've got, because I don't see everything.
Just give you like a weekly.
Yeah.
Or if it's an upcoming event.
Yeah,
more
just
often.
always just keep me updated on certain things, okay? Claire needs to be updated accordingly on all the things that are going on, so you can literally just give me a conversation all the time. Steve, there's 10 new members to the circle, 10 people booked onto this, there's done that, X, Y, and Z. So that's important that you two communicate with that. I need, you know, all the links where we put links out for like certain things. So we put the snagging list, the checklist and stuff like that. I need all these links adding to one place.
Yeah, like a document that we all have access to, a bit like that multiple spreadsheet. So it says if you want to capture people for deal sourcing, you put it here. If you want to share a link for this, put it here.
I need. So you need just to say, Steve, there's all the links. So you know, if I'm at home or if I'm out on the road and I just post who wants this, I can literally just grab it.
Yeah.
Because when you've sent it me on WhatsApp, I have to go back to find it, and there's no way of saving them on your phone. So like, if I want to send out who wants the snagging list, then I can do that. The website, okay, I know. So this is the decision we're making today.
Okay.
You're not very keen on the situation with what's going on with it right now, okay? We've got a meeting on this week, haven't we? So hopefully that's going to be taken out of the equation.
Yeah.
But for now, we are where we are.
Yeah.
So on the top of the website, the first page on that website, you know where it's that video of me? That should be our upcoming event.
Yeah.
It should always be. So that now should be the blueprints that's happening on the 29th, the Millionaire, how to make your first million. And then the day that event is happening, it should change to the Manchester event, or you should have that one, then the Manchester event.
Yeah.
So when people are actively going on there, they can see what our next things are straight away, instantly. Okay, so that needs to be changed like today, if possible.
Yeah.
Then any events that we've got coming up, we need to have an email shot done. So, you know, to our database, maybe an email should go out, not just for the events we've got coming up, for the mortgages, for joining 11 luxury estates, for do you need a property sourced, do you want to join our mailing list? Maybe we should send an email out every 3 to 4 days.
Yeah, I think this just comes down to part of the whole marketing strategy that hopefully we're going to get on top of.
Okay, so you just want to wait till we have the meetings before you implement something
no,
there?
I can still do some, and I am sending out mail shots.
Well, I know, because people message me to tell me they've booked onto certain things that they've seen.
But at the moment, there's so many different things going on all over the place that there does need to be like a proper strategy.
Okay,
for it.
I'll leave you to carry on with whatever you're doing with
With
that.
regards to that strategy and with regards to, like, obviously we spoke about Ayush posting bits and bobs across the 5 divisions regarding mortgages, regarding 11, regarding property circle, you know, regarding mentoring, regarding JVs. Is there not a way that everyone can just agree that on a Monday we push this, Tuesday we push this,
Well,
and then we just move it
that's
around?
what needs organising.
But like, because I mean, even when we get like marketeers, we're still going to be doing
Well, I did
elements of it
suggest to you,
ourselves.
Tom, about having a marketing schedule on
Yeah.
Monday, and you said, oh, it won't work.
Not on Monday, but I mean, it won't work because he needs to record them. But now Claire is making him record, and you are making him record
Yeah.
whatever you need.
I think we
So
need
therefore, the schedule does work. Because at the moment, his schedule that what's working with Ayush, posting every day, that's been working and that's gaining great traction. Like every day, there's something on LinkedIn, there's something on Instagram, there's something on the property circle, and he keeps rolling that. But we then, that's great because that's just pushing Steve. But there's so many divisions
Yeah,
of the business that we need to
it is
progress.
definitely something that's high on there,
Yeah,
on the list
like
of stuff.
high.
I think one of the things that has become quite apparent is that Steve and Duna.
Just weird. It's just weird. It's just weird. Just weird.
Okay, Duna. Is kind of a bit of a bottleneck for graphics, and I do think that we need someone else that can do stuff. Maybe even if it's just my stuff.
Already sorted. So you know the thumbnail that you saw for the weekly?
Okay.
That was done through Fiverr.
Okay.
And now we have a account with 3 people, and Ayush now is doing all the graphics going forward.
So if I contact you, like,
of what
help
we
with
need.
Zoom and stuff.
Yeah, so like we've got an event coming up and we need this and we need that. He's taking care of all of that now.
Okay.
And everything's done in advance. So like, you know, the videos that are going out Saturday and Sunday, the thumbnail should be back by tomorrow or Wednesday. So we're never having to worry about that again.
Can I just ask, I'm sorry, I know we keep asking, you know these videos that you're doing on Saturday and Sunday, are you wanting us to check those before they go out and do the copy for the YouTube? And
Yeah.
the same with the daily?
Yeah, the
Like,
daily's different.
So because I'm just thinking from a like logistical point
The
of view.
daily
checking
side of
it.
things is me and Phil will check it.
Okay.
Because that's a daily, so we have to check that.
And will Phil write the description then for that, or do you want me to do descriptions?
No, you're not going to be able to do that. That's our good thing. So me and Phil will see how we get on with it. Let's just judge it as we go, because today's the first daily.
Yeah.
So we don't know how this is going to play out over the next week.
Very brave.
Yeah, I know, I'm very brave.
Or something else.
But if anyone can do it,
Yeah.
we can.
Okay.
So I have no stress. I know he's got it in his locker. I know I've got enough content to be able to do it because this is my life.
Yeah.
So I'm not really stressed about that.
But for these 2 weekend ones, I just need to have an idea of when you're
Well,
going to check them.
I would hopefully prefer to have them done by Friday, both videos.
Okay.
You know, so
Just so that you know, this weekend, we don't really normally do anything because we are children. But this weekend we are at a wedding.
Yeah.
So if you've got anything
But
to
you know the
share-
descriptions?
Yeah.
The descriptions you can do today, if
Well,
you
if I
wanted
know
to,
what
because
the
we could tell you what the
content
content
is,
is. And then if anyone's out, there's enough of us in here where if the video's dropped into the group, I'm sure we can all watch a video just to make sure there's no spelling mistakes and there's no words that are being used that are offensive.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we can help.
But we can. But as we said, we created a process because
It's this weekend?
Yeah, just for this weekend. But if you can get this over in working hours, to Fiona to do it in working hours, then we're all good. And that's the way we should work towards for the future. Because we shouldn't.
Yeah, it's only Saturday and Sunday. She's at weddings. So if she's at a wedding on Saturday, the thing is, she's not going to be able to check it.
No.
But these have to be released Saturday mornings, 10 a.m.
Yeah.
They have to be, and Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Okay. Yes, all new video releases need to be uploaded to Mighty. So the day before, to get some traction, the thumbnail needs to be put onto Mighty. So who's going to take responsibility of this? Because I do it sometimes, but obviously, guys, I can't
happy
do
to
everything.
do it.
Okay.
I just need
So
you to
Ayush,
send it to
you
me.
need to send the new video releases that are going to Fiona, the thumbnails, and the description of what it is, so she can put it in the Mighty to say to people, this is being released at this time. You need to turn your notifications on as well when you post, so it comes up.
Yeah. I do.
Okay.
So is that for the dailies as well? Do you want all the dailies to go in there? Or
It'd be
just
pretty
the
cool if you
weekend
could
ones?
just. We've got no thumbnails for the dailies. We're going to take a screenshot, so just the link.
Yeah.
But I might start that off for the first couple of weeks.
Well, if I just do the ones at the weekend.
Yeah, the weekend ones. The newsletter.
Yeah, so I think there was a bit of like a misunderstanding about what the point of the newsletter was, so it sort of ground to a halt a little bit, didn't it? Because I, in my head, thought that it was a newsletter for the Property Circle members that was actually giving that like value. It's like an added thing for being part of the network. And I'd kind of like planned out what I was going to do for the content based around that. But then Tom said that he didn't think that that's what it was.
So the newsletter, in my opinion, is based like a newspaper article.
Yeah.
So it's probably 4 pages, maybe 6.
Yeah.
It has questions and answers with Property Circle members of what they're up to, what's going on, what they're doing. A little description from me of how I'm finding the market this month. Probably a little breakdown of what we've done this month at the Property Circle. And then maybe you can put in an 11 luxury estate agents and have some questions and answers from one of them and how they're finding the journey. A little bit from Greg about how the sourcing's going on in the UK at the moment. a little bit from Tony every month about what he's done, how many houses he's got mortgages for, what's completed and stuff like that. So people can just read it very easily and lay it out like a newspaper.
That's kind of what I had done, and I know
that's what it needs to be.
Richard sent me something. We've interviewed one of the Property Circle members for like an inspirational.
Who was it?
What's going on?
It was Ryan Miller.
Who's doing
Yeah.
really
So Ollie Graham's a good one.
okay.
Ollie Graham's an awesome one because he's got 2 great builds going on at the minute. Felix de Hamel has got some builds going on at the minute. He's got something that looks good. Khaja Mohammed has just completed his first flip. We should aim. What we should do, we should aim to get the first one out at the end of this month. Also, let's talk property.
Yeah.
Okay, because obviously this is your part of it. There's some screens I want ordered for the next one.
Yeah.
So after this meeting, I will send you the link, and you need to find these screens in black.
Okay.
Okay, we need 4 or 5 of them. Yep.
Okay, 4
And then all of them need to be branded. So we buy them, they get delivered here. We need travel cases for them.
Yeah, travel cases are probably.
And then we also need the vinyls done because at the bottom we can put Property Circle, at the top we can put the Steve Hamilton logo. So we need to order them. I also want to do 3 case studies for the next event. Okay, so that's where you need to work with him because he's filming them. So we can do the self-contained units as a case study. We can use the flat conversion in Swansea as a case study, and we can use our latest developments as a case study. So throughout the night, I actually talk about 3 case studies that are on behind the screens. So the screens slide across, and I can actually talk about them.
Yeah.
Okay? Mortgages has to be discussed at Let's Talk Property.
What about
It's a month away. Like a month, September.
what about like
Yeah.
Dave
5th
and
of
mentoring
September.
and the Dave house?
Yeah, we got, yeah. And then you can talk, like, we can't put everything into one. So another case study that we can do is Dave Burns's house. We sourced it, we financed it, we put the planning in for him. It's our contractors, he's a mentor student. That's another case study we can use. It's super important. Greg needs an iPad at every event
Okay.
because there's people that come over and speak to him, like at the last Saturday.
Smoke coming off my pen.
Yep,
wasn't it?
he needs to be able just to take a name and number
Yeah.
and follow up the call the next day. Because if we'd have followed up the call at the last,
We phoned
Education
all, we
day.
got 12 people, didn't we?
so there you go.
Yeah,
Look
it
how
works
many.
really well.
Yeah, so we need to make sure he's got an iPad.
You can
You
create
need
them
to make
and
sure you've got an
therefore for
iPad
the
because the phone, the pen and paper,
He's got one.
it doesn't look, it doesn't suit us.
I always take these to like.
But you're going to carry it round.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
You're going to carry it round.
Yeah, okay.
You're going to have to be like
Yeah.
because I get 50 people come over to me asking me
Yeah,
questions,
really,
and
you
I'm
need
like,
to stand direct next to Steve with an iPad, just taking their details.
Yeah.
Because
So we
Steve
can
would get so much more if he did, because he talks to people. He goes, yeah, mate, all right, yeah, add me on Instagram. I've seen a bit, and he moves,
Yeah.
and that's gone then.
Okay.
And we'll talk about it after, and we'll be like, oh, who was that person? And we'll never find that person again.
Yeah.
And you've just lost 10 grand,
Okay.
like literally like that.
yeah. So that needs to be implemented at Let's Talk Property. I love the new speakers.
Okay.
I love the way it's going. We're not recycling the same old social media idiots who, some of them are fantastic, some of them talk shit. And I'm sick to death of being associated with the ones that talk shit. The 2 that you had at Leeds,
Yeah.
they're both super successful. One's a multimillionaire, one I think has got a lot of money, but they're both genuinely doing what they say they're doing. They just don't have a big social media following.
So the next 2 should be good, but I think we need to stick to 2 as well.
Okay, that's
And then
fine.
We've got time for Richard as
He
well.
needs to speak at every single event because it all, like I said, all of this works as one. All of this works as one. And again, going back to that professional environment now. So we've had a bit of fun with the weekly, and we've had fun for the last 2.5 years, and we've done all right. But now it's time to go up and get this correct. That's why these 2 meetings every week is important, because when we talk about everything on a Monday, you don't see me again then for 4 weeks. So I don't know what's going on. Whereas now on Thursday, I can be like, right, I've written all this down. Have you done it? Have you done it? Have you done it? And then if no one's done it, well, you're accountable, you're accountable, you're accountable, you're accountable. Because at the minute, I'm accountable because you ask me things. Then 4 weeks later, I'm like, no, I'm busy. I'm trying to make sure everyone gets paid. So I can't concentrate on menial things, but it's not menial, if that makes sense. So the Let's Talk Property this month has to be completely different. Duna, I need you to work your magic. Basically, it's screenshots, sliding screenshots. So there's no videos. So it's like screenshots and
No,
pictures.
I've never done one of those before. No.
Have you done one?
No, hang on. Whoa. That's good. Don't base it on a PowerPoint. base it on what you think. Me and you'll sit down together, we'll go through it, I'll explain how I want to talk about it, and then you figure out how to put it on the screen in your way, not the way that everybody else does. I don't want a PowerPoint. Don't like them. Dated. We can do it in a way that we make it work.
I need like videos and words.
Video's too much. We've got a month. We've got 3.5 weeks. We can build it better every time we do it. I want it completely different from everybody else.
I think we need to have a way of sticking to the time schedule a little bit better.
So you need a clock,
Yeah.
a stop clock
Yeah.
at the front. So then you can say to the people, there's your time.
Yeah.
And then also
I
we
need
need
to
to
say
have the
this as well,
itinerary.
right?
Yeah, you can put it there for me as well.
Yeah.
But you need to have the itinerary as well, where you say, like, you know how Andy asked questions at the end of his last speech?
Yeah.
And then I was trying to butt in.
I want
like-
you to get on stage and ask the questions
Yeah.
rather than just letting them.
Yeah, so but again, if we explain the itinerary to them beforehand, they won't go down the rabbit hole. But if they have a clock there,
Yeah.
that's your allotted time. Greg, I don't know what's going on in the deal sourcing yet because me and you haven't had a full-on conversation. But today, we need to set up a completely new company. So it needs to be the Property Circle sourcing division, limited company being set up. It'll be done today, so you need to speak to Isabella after this to get it set up. New bank account needs setting up.
Okay.
And anything from the sourcing division has to go into its own bank account. So it's completely kept track of from today. Okay. You need to sort all of the contracts out and upload it onto OneDrive for the sources. So every sourcer that is contracted with us, it needs to be on OneDrive so we can see who they are. And we've got all their documentation and all their ID on file. The new company will need to get compliant.
I was going to ask you about that.
Yep, the new company needs to get compliant. So we need to go through getting that sorted today as well, because that's going to take a couple of weeks, okay? You need to be added onto the payroll of that company immediately.
Okay.
And I will put you in touch with an accountant who will do that for us. We need to stop concentrating so much on the bespoke side of things.
Yes. 'Cause
You need to create the investor list. You need to create where we send the deals out. So we get a lot of direct to vendor leads where we do have time.
Okay.
Um,
I'm not seeing any of these, am I?
they'll come to me.
I know.
So I need to be able now just to send them directly to you. Everybody needs to go to Greg today. That's for me to make sure happens. Greg, there's loads of Facebook groups out there. And on the Facebook groups that I'm part of, it's always somebody posting, I need a deal in Manchester, I need this, I need that. You need to be able to speak to them and say, I can help you, this is who we are.
Okay.
Okay, so Facebook groups are super important, not for selling deals, for people looking for deals. The email list is the key. You know, having the private list of people who are looking for deals, that's super important. We need to get more sources.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we need new sources, we need more sources, so we need to figure out how to do it. This goes for you, and you. You know, if you need me to post something, or you need me to make a video, you all need to speak to her. Steve needs a video to promote this. Steve needs a video asking for this. If you tell Claire what is needed, she will make sure that I film whatever you guys need. If you want a thumbnail made, speak to Claire. She will direct Ayush to get it made that day. We can never over-market, ever.
It needs to be a schedule.
But it's not even a schedule. It needs to be, Steve, we need some more sources. Can you get a video done and can you post it today, please? Can you add it into the daily? Can you put it into doing us videos on Saturday and Sunday? You all need to ask for what's needed, because obviously if the companies aren't growing, then I'm just paying out of my extra earnings to keep everything afloat all the time. This is super important. You need to be added to the 11 booklets.
Okay.
Okay, so Sammy's going to start handing out booklets when we sign up MAs and when we got days.
Yeah.
In the booklets is going to be the mortgages and property acquisition. Okay, so you need a little bit about you and what you do, what you offer. You do acquisitions. You offer developments that need, financing. We can find you developments that need doing. We can, find turnkey investments. We have investments.
Yeah.
So you need to be in the 11 booklet, which we're going to touch on in a minute. And it's property acquisitions for 11. It's not deal sourcing. Deal sourcing is the social media side of it. Property acquisitions is the corporate side of it. Okay? Anytime you need anything, call my phone. Doesn't matter what time of the day it is, call me.
Okay.
I will answer from today. So that's that. Sam, you now need to concentrate on onboarding new agents. Okay? You need to stop doing MAs as such. Your MAs need to be the big MAs.
Yeah.
Okay? The smaller MAs, you need to kind of take a step back. Stop having so much interaction with the agents. You are not their agony aunt. I hear some of the conversations you have. Don't get caught up in conversations because you'll spend an hour on the phone with an agent when you can spend way more time doing better things. You need to concentrate on being in this office 2 days a week. Get the agents to come in if they want to speak. Get the development people to come in. Get the people who are buying houses to come here. Use Colmore Row correctly going forward from today. What's the update with the booklet between you and Tony that I asked for last week?
So booklet is, we've got a plan of what needs to be done, but I just need to implement it in more detail. So I've got the page, what Tony's going to do. I need to obviously do Greg's page now as well. So I know in my head what it looks like. I just need to obviously now start writing it up.
Make it work, because that was last week again. Today, an admin girl needs to come into 11 luxury estates. Okay? Now, this is not a PA. This is 11 luxury estates. Now, you don't need a PA. You're not at that level. You don't need it. Also, we need to make sure, guys, just to put it out there for everybody, I'm not paying for anyone's parking at work. Okay, that's not an expense. That's your expense. So you find a car park, that's £1.10. If you have to walk 4 miles, I'm not paying for you to wash your car. I'm not paying for anybody around here to wash the cars. I am not your fucking daddy. I'm not your mommy. I'm not your daddy. Parking is your own shit, okay, going forward. What else over it here? Sam, this is not a dig at you, but it is. I don't want to be coming into the office hearing that you're hiring a videographer to follow you around, because she told me, and all of them told me, who are you? You don't own or do anything that that summarises a videographer. You don't need a videographer. You don't need to be famous. What you need to do is, you've had 6 months hiatus away from the business. Now you need to work for 6 months to say, Steve, I'm going to show you what I can do. Okay? Don't need no videographers following you around. You just get money. Do 6 months of graft. Put 125% effort into it, and everything else will grow in time. Okay? Super important that you concentrate on your agents, the senior managers. What is going on with them 3 people? Sally, I don't think they've had any interaction with anybody.
Yeah, so Sally, Rob and Nikki.
Yeah, I don't think they've had like a good pep talk of what that actually entails, because them 3 have stepped forward as the senior agents. I have other people messaging me saying, I want to be a senior agent in Liverpool. I want to be a senior agent in Birmingham, but you've got Sally and you've got them. Well, the way it's got to work from today, if no one's doing anything, then you've got to give other people opportunities, because it's all about money, okay? So from the 3 companies in here right now, the mortgage company, that's the only company that is super successful. That's it. There's only that one. There's only that one that's working. And the deal sourcing, semi. Yes, 10 grand a month sounds great. 20 grand a month, but it's not. It should be 100,000, 200,000, 300,000. 11, 350 million pounds worth of listings, awesome. But if we're not selling a house every week, it's not successful, because it says here, 1st of December, I want to take a salary from the mortgage company, 11, and the deal sourcing, because I'm funding all of it, and I ain't getting no return. So by the 1st of December, I want to take a salary from every company, just like all of you take salaries from the company. So the 1st of December. So remember, guys, it's for you guys to, like, I have made it work so far. 11 super successful because I've made it successful. The mortgage company is successful because I've bought all the leads and you've done all the work. The deal sourcing division is successful because I've bought all of the things. Now you need to make it successful. So you need to think outside the box. I will still do everything in my power to keep it growing, but you guys have to now go, right, this is what we need to do. So it's not always me going, I'll make a post, we'll bring 20 leads. I'll make a post, we'll bring 20 leads. I'll make a post, we'll bring 20 agents. It's like, Steve, this is what I want to do. Let's make it work. All of you need to work as a team, because the 1st of December, I want salaries from everything, which is only fair. It's not me being horrible. It's only fair. You three. I have nothing to say to the you three either.
Hit us. Come on.
No.
It's somewhere in there.
No. Saturday and Sunday release, please, Duna. Every 10 a.m. Speak to Claire about upcoming videos. So we're going to be booked into like Swansea twice, blah, 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 blah. You guys need to speak up though. So if there's something wrong, speak up. Like, Steve, I need to film both my videos on a Monday, so I'm good. Like, I can't film it on a Thursday and expect it to be out on a Saturday. You need to speak. This is where she needs to stand up and be like very assertive. But other than that, thumbnails, speak to him. All the thumbnails for Saturday and Sunday's releases I should have on my phone tomorrow night. I should have them on my phone. Both releases, 2 lots should be on my phone tomorrow. You know, today, change the thumbnail for the weekly. You have 3. Change the thumbnail today. Take you 1 second to change it. You have 3 thumbnails.
Did we actually implement our conversation with Ayush about analysing the difference of the thumbnails?
Not yet, but that can be talked about afterwards. Phil?
Good luck.
Yeah?
You've got this, mate. You've got this. If anyone can do it, Phil, you can.
Yep.
Come on.
Ayush, I need 3 a day. No, I need them. Because the traction I got in the last 4 weeks has been sensational. Now I'm out of reels. And you basically need to give me and Claire a complete breakdown of everything you do, because I know you're doing a lot. So I need to see what you're doing. But you 3, without these 3, no one earns any money. I can jog on down the road, remember? So if all of this closed down tomorrow and I had no social media, I still have 50 to 100 grand coming in every single month. If I don't have anything, if I stopped everything tomorrow, I still have 50 to 100 grand coming in every single month. So I can go down the road, off to Dubai, and I can be all right still. But I don't want that. I want it to be £1 million a month. And I know it can come to, I know that by the end of next year, this company can do £1 million a month profit. I know that for a fact across all sectors, and it all comes from them to start with, because the only way you get to that level is by content going out. Obviously, I have to do all my stuff and work and things like that, but we all need to work as a team. We all need to, you need to speak to each other on a daily basis. You should all be working, because it all feeds. Everything feeds. It all works the same. And if any of you are sitting at home thinking, well, I don't really earn anything from that, but you've got to take that out of your head and think, well, but Steve does. And that's how it keeps funding everything. So what I want to do is I want to assess where we are at the end of the year. And then next year, I want to give it 12 months. And then at the end of next year, then I'm going to assess, is it there? Because if it's not there and it's not where I want it to be, then I don't really need to do it. I can concentrate on, going to Dubai. Seriously, I'm not just saying it. I can move to Dubai tomorrow and live very comfortably for the rest of my life, but comfortably, not amazingly. I can't go to Dubai and buy LaFerraris and Bugattis, which is what I want to do. So we all just need to make sure everybody just concentrates on working as a team, not individual. Your company, your company, your company, your job, my role, their role, it's all the same. So all of you are heads of the departments and heads of the divisions, and it's yours to make it go to there. And I will do everything still, but I think you can all agree, look at what I've done so far, and none of you have really gone out and implemented anything just yet. So imagine what it could be. It could be like, well, I know what it can be, otherwise I won't be sitting here. Manchester, let's talk property. I'm back, part 2. First time was that good, I had to come back again. Guest speakers, me and Isabella, the correct education, the correct networking, tickets out now. I'll see you soon. Hello, mate.
How are you?
How are we?
Good.
You okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
How's life?
I'm busy.
Hello. You okay?
Yeah, good.
You got all of us today.
Yeah, good.
We're all here.
Ready for the podcast?
Ready for the podcast. I am with the one and only Nick, and excited. I don't do many podcasts. I think this is my third, maybe fourth podcast that I've done since I started social media 3 years ago, or 2.5 years ago. Nick's very close to us, as you all know. He spoke at our last event. Let me tell you something actually, I'm going to touch with it on the way back into Birmingham. I've had 2 bridges that I need to sign today, both from the company that I work with, the one that I've got a lot with, and they have given me their bridges today at 0.95%. A little bit more than what I wanted to pay, but we have no alternative at the minute because everyone else is coming in at 1% with me. So 0.95, there's a few fees that I have to pay. I'll go through them with you, but I've already signed them back at the office before I left. And what else? Oh yeah, a tenant is moving in 40 minutes to one of my properties. So great day, happy day, and I'm buying a long wheelbase Range Rover. So you already know I've got the new Range Rover Vogue. I'm buying the Range Rover Vogue long wheelbase, so add into my car collection, because I do have a car that I'm going to show you guys very shortly. That's pretty special. But yeah, happy. Behind the scenes. Behind the scenes.
Final stage. I just have a few questions. What message do you have for someone who's starting new?
Always, in my opinion, today's world, especially the world we're in with social media, you need a mentor.
Yeah.
You've got to get a mentor. Now, some people think they're bigger than that. Some people have got an ego. Some people don't want a mentor. Some people pick the wrong mentors. You need a mentor who is harsh. You need a mentor who's going to pull you up when you're doing wrong. Mm-hmm. You need a mentor who is doing what you're trying to do. But you need to stay away from mentors who have vices. Now, there's a lot of people out there that do drugs. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people out there that drink a lot of alcohol. Don't follow these people, because that guy who mentored me in business, he ended up being an alcoholic and a drug addict because he had so much money. So he used to sniff coke on a weekend, and then it turned into in the daytime. Then he used to drink a bottle of wine every day, and then it was whiskey and vodka. These are not the people you want to associate yourselves with. Like, so when you pick a mentor, you got to find that mentor, and when you get a good one, you shouldn't let them go, because you can always learn. The knowledge that a mentor has, if you find the right ones doing what you want to do, you could skip 5 years of nonsense and jump straight to that stage, because the mentor should be able to do that for you. And you should always be following mentors. Yeah. So if you see something working for somebody that you admire, implement it, because it works. Yeah. You don't have to copy it full scale, but implement it and do it to the way that you want to do it. So anybody starting out in this industry, anybody starting out in any business needs to find a mentor. Rule number 1, in my opinion. Guys, I had a refinance quotation come through from one of our lenders. The advance is £246,330. The loan to value is 70%, which means I've left 30% equity in the property. They've come in at initial rate as 6.6%. It's not happening. They are charging a 2% product fee, £4,800. Legal fees £550, application fee £199, and repayments are £1,363. Rental on it is £3,500. So about £2,200 a month is my rental. So yeah, the whole project cost me $250, and I'm pulling out 241. So 250 in, 241 out. So I'm having to leave £8,500 in the deal. But like I said, I'll make that back in 4 months. So am I going to sign it? Nope, because I want my rate to be about 5.1, maybe 5.2. So that's that. And then also, new joint venture partners signed their contract today, £250,000 in. I've got to print that off and sign it, get it back over to them. They've already transferred the funds before I've even returned the signed contract, so that shows the credibility side of things. Very happy with that. My team are here right now. We are about to shoot some